on anything at this particular point in time. Now that I'm back on Facebook Live, actually, before we get on the subject, I got the since the queen with the gold mic is not here, I got the princess with the colored glasses, Miss Rosie over here. Rosie, how you feeling?
I am feeling good.
That's what's up. You know what? She is a one. Like most, children be like, I want to play with my phone. I don't care. But you know what? You are into this. Anything you want to say to the audience right now?
Yeah.
What
Hello, audience.
Oh wow, that's what's up. No, you know what? We love the kids here at the Headline Eye. We love we love the children. We love the children. I hate to use the word kids. My sister gonna get on me on that. Shout out to my sister Rita Turbin and her husband Vitaly Turbin. I'm gonna be down there for Thanksgiving. So before we get started with Miss Santiago, and I would like to say a couple of things as well. Our prayers go out to Natalie Fitton, who's been hospitalized. One of our strongest supporters, prayers to her. And a shout out to my Youngstown new Facebook friend, Elenia Dominguez. If I'm not saying it right, Elenia, please, Elenia Dominguez. So shout out to her and shout out to everybody that's listening. Shout out to Troy Harris. Shout out to everybody and everybody else. So, and also Miss Shy Santiago. So you had a flyer going around, when we saw it on breaks.
Yeah.
So what's the flyer about? What's the flyer about?
So the flyer is we have a fundraiser.
Uh-huh.
We have a fundraiser going on right now. Well, how it started was GoFundMe was giving away a Black business grant about a month ago, and they were saying if you create a GoFundMe and you hashtag Black business grant, then you could win a grant to help out your business. So that's where I created the GoFundMe at. And then I was like, well, of course, they sent me a letter and told me I didn't win. But I already have the fundraiser, so we've been going around handing out flyers, sharing it on our Facebook, sharing it all over the place to try to get funds so that we can send schools and just give our books away to people, to children. And we actually been able to do that. We were actually able to raise $184, which helped us send some books down to a new school in Atlanta, and we are sending some books over to a school up here.
Really?
Yeah, to their pre-K
Oh,
program.
wow. So did you have the fundraiser already, or are you still having it?
Yeah, I still have it. Our GoFundMe is still up. I'm not going to take it down.
So how long is it going to be up for?
Forever.
Forever?
Yeah.
So you pretty much all you want to do is send free books out to children, the books that you wrote with the different languages and stuff, correct?
Yeah.
So how many books are on Amazon right now? How many volumes are on Amazon right now?
On Amazon, we have about, 10?
10 books.
Yeah, we have 10 books on Amazon right now.
Okay. So you have 10 books, and the hardcovers go for 30, the paperbacks go for 20. So are they in any bookstores at this particular point in time? Half price books, Barnes and Noble, other things?
No, I haven't been able. Well, I'm not going to say I haven't been able to. I'm still trying to figure out how to get our books submitted into these other outlets besides Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the thing about it is I asked about. So did you want to teach a class inside of a public school as far as what's going on, or you just want to just do what you keep doing?
I would be open to showing exactly what we do to children.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, when we started in North Carolina, we would go to different daycares, we would go to the nursing homes, and we would sing our different songs for the residents at the nursing home, because bilingualism increases brain matter, and then autism decreases brain matter. So me and the children would dress up and go to the nursing homes, and we would sing for the residents, and at daycares and things like that. So yeah, I would be, we would be open to do stuff like that, especially with the books. Once the teachers get the books in their hands, I would be open to, helping the teachers, especially the Spanish book.
Right. So I got to get on somebody, and I'm gonna keep it PG because there's a child present. But Kanye West is getting on my nerves, and the reason I'm gonna say Kanye West is getting on my nerves is because don't get me wrong. Listen to his music. I usually play it sometimes on here, but when he said the thing on Drink Champs with Nori, who has since pulled the episode from YouTube about, and I'll do this at a later date, saying that the George Floyd died of fentanyl instead of Derek Chauvin, who was sentenced to 22.5 years, the cop who put a knee on his neck, that Kanye said that now George Floyd's family, after all the riots that were, that went around the country and the world about this, is now suing Kanye West for $250 million. So and with the last song I played, Watch What You Say, sometimes you watch what you say because just like Alex Jones talking about Sandy Hook was fake, when Kanye says that, he's going to take a lot of hits in the pocket for saying something like that. Is it 250 or 200 million? Either way, it's a pretty high number. So I'm going to ask you, the teacher, what do you think about what's going on with Mr. West? Go ahead and talk to the mic. Say it.
Yeah, I think Kanye needs to be quiet. I think
this from a teacher.
Yeah, I think he needs to be quiet right now. But you know what? He's also playing his part.
What do you mean?
So, he's a puppet.
So he's not woke. So he's not woke like other people say he is, in your opinion.
Well, you know what? I think personally, I think he has a lot of knowledge. I think Kanye has a lot of knowledge, but when you're in the position that you're in, there's just some things that you shouldn't say.
And the George Floyd thing was one of them because I was downtown at those riots here in Cleveland when they pretty much stormed, police state like before. I left before the riots happened, but when you black and something about to happen, somebody go down, you got that sixth sense. Like, I need to get the hell out of here. Like, get out of here, excuse me. Like, you need to get out of here. That's what happens. That's what happens, man. Right. So Cash, you got something to say over there?
About conflict?
Yes.
I do.
Uh-oh.
I think Kanye is very, very smart, as our co-host.
You mean the guest?
Yes, our guest. Yes, I think he's very smart. I think he knows how to trigger people.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
That it can either, it's all about perception.
Mm-hmm.
You hear something that he says, and you could be triggered negatively, or you could be triggered to dig deeper or read below the surface, kind of what he's trying to say. But I think he knows how to use the energy of the public in his favor.
Right. Right. Well.
And a lot of people fall into it, and but those comments about George Floyd, they were kind of left. They were definitely left.
Right. And I know he said that when he said DEFCON 3 to the Jews, and then your Chase and Bank of America could count for your Yeezy brand gets shut down. So you might want to, right, so, and the thing. Oh, by the way, he bought the Parler, since in his Instagram and Twitter accounts have been suspended. Kanye West has bought Parler, which is a right-wing account that it was started by Candace Owens' husband. So I don't know if he got tricked into buying it, but
They made a money move.
right. So they cashed in on you, man. So you might want to watch pretty much what you say and what you do. So speaking of watching, I want to know, this is just I see you on Facebook with the rainbow concept and everything else like that with the bright colors. Is that something that you always been doing, or is something that you started like years ago, recently?
I've always been a colorful person. Like I said, when I worked at childcare, I was always the teacher that came in dressed up like a bumblebee, or I was the teacher that came in dressed up as Rainbow Dash, or or Cookie Monster. So I've always been a character because I'm working with children, and I actually like them. So I'm gonna, this is my profession, this is my job. I love what I do, so I'm gonna come in and make both of our experiences the best it can be.
Really? So, and I'm sure that
I enjoy it.
And I see that your daughter here has it, and like I said, I love the glasses. And like, if you're seeing it on Facebook Live, she has the rainbow colored glasses, just almost identical like her mom. But what do you think about the color concept, Rosie?
I like it.
You like it? You like it a lot?
Yeah.
Like, so are you a superhero?
I'm a colorful superhero.
What? She is a colorful superhero. I like the concept. I love the concept. So, and it's like, and it's positive because there's not unfortunately with the world itself, as we've seen throughout the course, if you look at politics, you look at other things, it's not been a positive place. So how do you keep the positivity for your children while you're homeschooling them?
Well, our house is actually set up like a daycare. So this, if you see this right here, this is what our house looks like.
Really?
And I've always done this. Every house that we go into, I always make sure that I have a playroom, for the children. So, like I say, I signed up for this. So I'm trying to make my children's the best experience they can have growing up. And I make my house full of love, colors, and fun, because that's how it's supposed to be. Because like Whitney said, our children are the future.
Right. So you got to make it love, colors, and fun. And
that's my recipe for homeschooling: love, colors, music, and fun.
Mm-hmm. So, what about any other? We talk about sports here, politics, television. So I'm sure that your children are very aware about certain things that are going on. So how do you teach them the politics, like, the way country goes, way how the country is run?
Right. Well, we talk about that about maybe once a week. We'll watch a couple of things on YouTube and, talk about how they feel about what's going on, with voting and, with the government and how things are run. We have our discussions about that every now and then.
Okay, so every now and then, but you don't want to be overflowed.
Yeah,
with them.
I don't overwhelm them.
Okay, well, let them make their own decisions. But you do have older children who are at the age of voting, correct?
Yes.
Okay, do you have them participate in the process?
Yes, my two oldest ones.
Okay. Oh, that's what's up. So.
Yeah.
I have a question about your homeschooling. So are they like signed up through? Do you have to sign them up for homeschooling through a certain like website or program or something, or do you teach them specifically what you feel like they should know?
Well, I'll tell you exactly how it goes up here. So for homeschooling, you have to get a letter of intent, and you have to, you fill that out, and then you have to give that to the superintendent. And along with that, you have to show them, you have to create a curriculum that you're going to teach the children for the whole school year that goes in codes with Ohio's educational laws with what the children are supposed to learn. So I think it's 900 hours, and you have to hit each subject Yeah.
Do
so
you-
it's still, I create, I create their curriculum, but they still have to do, science, English. They still have to do all that.
Right. Shout out to Alana Dominguez. I know you had a rough day, but we all here for you. But shout out to you for popping on my Facebook Live. You don't be shy. Just comment. Anybody else or share. But do you have to? So Shy, do you have to have a degree to homeschool?
No, you don't have to have a degree. Just a high school diploma.
Really?
Yeah. You just have to have a high school. You just have to have a high school diploma to homeschool your children.
And then you can register for those 900 hours.
Yeah. Yep. So once you get the paper, the letter of intent, you fill it out. You put your children's names on it. You put who is gonna. Now you can, if you have the money, you can hire a teacher, a degree teacher. But you take on the sole responsibility of your children's education.
So the homeschooled hours, are they certain hours, or because I know you learn every single day especially all day when you wake up. But what about the homeschool hours?
So, every homeschool is basically what you make it. So everybody's homeschool is different. There are some parents who homeschool exactly like the school system. They, each child, which would be like maybe 7 to 3 or 9 to 2 or 10 to 1. You know what I mean? And I'm one of those parents that flows with the school system, and we do our own thing too at the same time.
Okay. So you flow with the school system, but you can pretty much go anywhere and do you go anywhere and learn, like take field trips and stuff like that?
Definitely. The Great Lakes Science Center, the Botanical Garden. There's so many places that you can go to with your children. Even when we go to the grocery store, you know what I mean? That's math.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? That's percentages, and we're learning all day.
Right.
And that's the beauty of homeschooling. We're learning all day together.
Well, we gonna ask your mini-me over here. Rosie,
Yeah.
what is your best field trip as far as being homeschooled?
The botanical garden.
The Botanical Garden, and reason why the Botanical Garden?
Because it is very pretty there and it's my peaceful place.
You gotta have a peaceful place. It's like this girl this little princess is vibrating on high vibration right about now. And I hate to use that word, like she on high vibration, and pretty much. So one thing about homeschooling, regular schooling takes summer vacation. I'm sure that homeschooling you don't take no days off, right? As far as learning.
No, as far as learning, no, we're always learning. It's constant. When it comes to their education and the things that they need to learn, I'm serious about that. So we don't take a break, but they're also not overwhelmed either.
Meaning,
Meaning you're not about to be doing long division for 3 hours every day. You get what I'm saying? Like if we do division, it's gonna be a hip hop division. You get what I'm saying?
give me an example of hip hop division. I want to hear this.
Well, I know you've heard Gifted and Lit.
Yeah.
Gifted and Lit, hip hop, math. Remember that, Rosie? So yeah, we do stuff like that. We'll go on YouTube. I'll go on YouTube, and we'll find all of the great, all of the fun educational things that they got. We don't let technology use us.
Mm-hmm.
We use the technology the
right.
way it's supposed to be, to help further our minds.
All right. So, which brings us to social media. You're on social media. How does, because everybody's on their phones pretty much. How do you homeschool as far as the social media realm, especially with the older children?
Well, my 21-year-old, she's working.
Mm-hmm.
So, she's graduated. She's graduated from homeschool. My 19-year-old, he's graduated. So, they're pretty much working and doing their own thing. But the other ones down, you only get an hour a day. That's it.
On your phone?
You only get an hour.
On an hour?
That's it. The rest of the time is spent together. or we're doing, everybody's doing something for their future. Or I don't know. I don't know if a lot of parents are that way, but that's
So pretty much no Roblox, no, what is that?
on that hour.
On that
In that
hour.
hour.
Fortnite, yeah, pretty much. I like,
Nobody's on Fortnite.
Okay, so like the
Maybe
role.
some Roblox in.
All right.
Yeah, but that's
My son accidentally, and when he was with me, I'm gonna just share this story. He pulled an all-nighter on me on my laptop as far as the Roblox, and I woke up and like, what are you doing? Get off my laptop right now. I had to be like, I ain't want to be the bad dad, but I'm like, you know what? Get off about, but we going out today. That's when we went to the Natural History Museum, and he went, and then he went home and took a nap. And he came back and came back to my apartment and took a nap. So it's like in his room. So sometimes the children can get addicted to those phones, just like anything else. I know I had the Super Mario when I was growing up, Super Mario and Duck Hunt. Yeah, so then the Sega Genesis, right? And then when they brought the PlayStation out, I'm like. That's when Madden was first out, with all them big characters and the foot. Yeah. So, shout out. So pretty much, you have a lot of, fire as far as the passion of homeschool. What gave you that passion?
for homeschool.
Yes. And just writing these books, period, because these are wonderful. They're colorful, just like you are. Thank you very much.
This is just me. This is just the way I am. This is me. This is what I bring to the table. I was always happy-go-lucky. Life is full of gumdrops, and I've always been like this. This is how I've always been. So I guess I can't even. I don't know. I can't even explain it. This is what you see. This is me. This ain't no. Oh, Shy, are you colorful? Are you only colorful on certain days, or are you only a happy person on certain days? No, this is me. This is how I've always been.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the thing about it is like, you go through, and I'm sure that. What were the biggest bumps in the road for you doing homeschooling and writing these books?
The biggest bumps was, like what everybody else, goes through with the frustration of making sure that you're doing everything right. I'm learning everything that I'm supposed to put inside these books. You know what I mean? Like there's still sometimes I still have to recall a book and make sure that I spelled a word right, or I might have spelled the word wrong. You know what I mean? And just
right. So, well, looking at your daughter, and I'm sure your other children would agree with this bright 10-year-old that is sitting in my studio right now, that you are doing a wonderful job. So, Rosie.
Yes.
What is your favorite book?
At least one.
Your book. Like this is one of Of course, you would say that. Why did I ask that question? I lost control. All right, I'm like this is the first time, so I really the book and the thing about it is that what is all right. So, Rosie, I'm going to ask you this question. I'm going to step away from your mom for just a second. So, you've been so bright and intelligent. And so, what do you think about homeschooling versus the other school? What are the other children missing out on as far as you're concerned?
They're missing out a lot. Very much.
What was the biggest thing they're missing out on?
Everything.
Everything? Everything. She is, but she's being serious at this particular time. So, have you ever thought about hiring a teacher if it got overwhelming for you? I know that it.
Yeah, I don't have the money to do that.
Okay, so.
Yeah, I don't have that. At the end of the year, I will say at the end of the year, before your kids can go to the next grade, a degree teacher has to do an assessment on them. You have to have an assessment on each child.
Really?
Yeah. That's what Ohio requires. They have to have an assessment from a degree teacher.
Wow.
So
the thing about it is they adapt. So they must have a assessment. What does that assessment consist of?
The assessment, the teacher, first she finds out what type of homeschool you are. Are you a world schooler? Are you a unlearned homeschooler? Somebody unschooler? She finds out what type of homeschool that you're running, and then she creates her questions based off of that. And it lets her know, okay, what did you guys, she'll ask the kids, what did you guys do for the school year? What did you like in math? What did you like in English? Do you have any work that you would like to show me? And then she talks to them, and they each get about 30 minutes where she talks and asks them certain questions. And
all right. So what is world versus unlearned?
Oh, so the unschoolers, I think those are the ones where everything that has to do with public school, they just do the complete opposite.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they're like a detox from public school
Right.
for their kids. And the world schoolers are the ones who are able to travel and learn as they're traveling the world. Those are the world schoolers. So it's different types of homeschool. So because I know a lot of parents get frustrated, like, oh, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to do this? But you create your homeschool the way you want it to be.
So what is your homeschool considered as?
I take a little bit from everybody. We got some unschooling, we have some world schooling, we have some traditional schooling. So I basically just put it all together, and that's pretty much how I do it.
All right. So thank you. And Mr. Bridges, thank you very much. He said, excellent guest, excellent show. Thank you. Elenia Dominguez is here. Connie Freeman Johnson. Troy Harris, of course, has popped back up. Thank you very much, Troy. Grace Love in the building at this particular time. We're going to take a break right now with Ms. Shai Santiago and her daughter, Rosie. And we'll be right back on the Headline Eye on WNRV1081.com when we get on your Nerve DJs Network. So, Rosie, you want to say something before we go to break? What's that? Huh?
Have a great day. I wish you luck.
Oh, thank you very much. That is wonderful. I am so touched to have this young lady here in the future of America. So when we take a break, we'll be right back. We'll finish up and just talk more about what's been going on and how we can get Shai some more money. That's it. Get her some money. She needs it. Teaching these children, she's going to teach your children, things of that nature. We'll be right back on the Headline Eye, WNRV1081.com.